Mighty Final Fight Forever is a fan-made sequel to Mighty Final Fight for the NES. The story starts out with all three heroes of Metro City kinda down in the dumps. Mayor Mike Haggar was forced to resign from mayor due to a violence scandal. I guess it turns out the mayor can't put on suspenders and just beat the crap out of anyone he doesn't like. Even if they do kidnap his daughter. They have the police for that kind of thing. Meanwhile, Cody is in prison for 12 years for throwing Belgar out of a skyscraper window, and Guy, like the good ninja he is, has just vanished. As a kid, it always annoyed me that Cody went to prison, and that is canon in the Alpha series, not just for this fan game. Cody is in prison for murdering Belgar, but I guess it makes sense. Just imagine the spin on that headline. Big street tough guy Cody grabs a disabled man in a wheelchair and throws him out of a god knows how many stories high skyscraper. I don't even think Johnny Cochran could save him from that. But a new threat has come to Retro City. M. Bison has trapped the citizens of Metro City in a dome, kind of like the one in the Simpsons movie, with the intent on taking over everything. The citizens are panicked. It's chaos has hit the streets of Metro City. Just another Tuesday for M. Bison, I guess. Meanwhile, Haggar is bitter about his treatment after the last time he tried to play hero, but he gets a call from Chun-Li, who promises she could clear his name and only he, Cody, and Guy could stop Bison from taking over Metro City. So Guy busts Cody out of prison and they take back to the streets of Metro City to once again beat up everyone and save the day. It's a great setup for the game, honestly, and exactly what you'd want from an 80s kind of beat 'em up homage. Gameplay is very reminiscent of Mighty Final Fight. The graphic style is similar, but cleaned up a little bit, so the game definitely looks better than the original, but does a great job of capturing the nostalgia of that title. There's a lot more going on in this game than the original as well. At the beginning of the game, you will only fight one or two enemies at the same time, but as the game progresses, the mobs get much more intense than anything the original NES could have handled. The enemy variety features all of your favorite enemies that run the gamut of what you'd see in all three Final Fights, and the mobs definitely get pretty intense as the game goes on. There's also multiple branching paths to encourage multiple playthroughs, which are always fun for a beat 'em up. You have an expanded moveset as well. Your desperation move no longer takes away life, instead it uses some of your regenerating special meter. This meter could also be used for other attacks, triggered by various controllers inputs, kind of like Street Fighter moves, like a Hadouken, up attack, stuff like that. It makes the combat a little more interesting than the original, and it was fun playing around with all the special moves. Like any good beat 'em up, you get weapons. I love the weapons in this game. I always feel like in most beat 'em ups, weapons are cool, but they're a little underpowered. I mean, you want me to believe that a guy Haggar's size could take a sword, slice you in half, and you just get up? Or that Guy has to stab you in the chest 30 times before you die with a knife? It just never makes more sense. But in this game, the weapons do feel appropriately powerful, and they also do a good job of hitting everyone. They have a nice arc that often hits slightly above and slightly behind you, make them really useful for crowd control, and they do big damage to enemies. You could also grab them while holding your weapon and still retain your weapon, which is something that not all beat 'em ups do, but it's definitely helpful in this game, especially when you're playing as Mike Haggar. The bosses feature most of this series staple, along with a few Street Fighter guest appearances at the end. One interesting thing about this game is when you kill the boss, the level doesn't end until you kill all the other enemies that would have spawned in while fighting the boss. It was kind of unusual and took some getting used to. The bosses here are much more balanced than most beat 'em ups. You could grab them and throw them, but if you try to execute your whole grab combo, they'll bust out of it. I found the bosses are really susceptible to grabs for the most part, and my basic strategy is walk diagonally into them, grab them, throw them, repeat until they were dead. This seemed to work on everyone except for Belgar, who can't be grabbed, and Rolento, who stuffs a grenade in your mouth if you try to grab him, and he kills you instantly, so stay away from grabs when you fight him. Overall, this is a fantastic update to the original Mighty Final Fight, and another example of an amazing fan project made capable by the Open Bore engine. It just never ceases to amaze me how many incredible games have come out of that engine, and the dedication of these developers is truly admirable and really appreciated, because these games are some of my favorite beat 'em ups out there. Definitely check this one out. I will leave a download link in the description.